All right, today's assignment, we are gonna take a little tire rotation action here. So I'm gonna take the General Altimax winter tires from my back and rotate them up to the front, and take the Uniroyal Tigerpaws and put those in the rear. The Tigerpaws don't have the same traction as the Altimax, so I'd rather have more traction up front on my front wheel drive 2018 Mazda 3. This car does really well in the snow if you put 4 snow tires on it. Really, having 4 of the General Altimaxes is the way to go, but they were sold out when I went to replace my previous ones. So anyway, I'm gonna go get my tools. I'm gonna need a jack and I'm gonna need a lug nut wrench. While I'm at it, there's some rust here that I'm not too happy with. I might clean up these lug nuts and maybe these wheels. So maybe I'll coat them with some black paint. Anyway, we'll see. So that's it. Let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna start with my driver's side rear. And first thing I'm gonna do before I even jack it up, I am gonna just take the pressure off all the lug nuts, okay? So I'm just gonna break the seal, with mild rotation on each of them. And then I'm gonna raise the car up, and then I'm gonna undo all the lug nuts and take this tire off. I'm gonna then replace it with, I happen to have 4 spare tires. So I'm gonna loosely put on this tire on the rear. I've got 1 jack, so I'm gonna lower the car back down back here, and I need something like this tire to support the vehicle for just short term. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so take your lug nut wrench, and this one's got 4 sides, so each of these is a different size, and you can read right on there what size it is. This one's 21 millimeters. I believe that's the right size. It is. So get in a position where you got good leverage. You're gonna need some muscle. And with lug nuts, you always try to follow a star-shaped pattern if you got 5 of them. Okay, so that's loose. I'm gonna go up here. Then I'm gonna go back over here. Over here. And finally the last one. Okay, so now they're all loose. Okay, so now I'm gonna raise the car up by putting the jack under it in the right spot. I'll show you that in just a moment. All right, so it's not super easy to see, but I'll do my best to show you. So on this Mazda 3, so when you're under the car, if you just follow this piece here, this trim, you'll see this is where the jack's supposed to go, okay? In between here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a piece of cloth because my jack's a bit rusty and I don't wanna take off any extra paint more than I have to. And I'm just gonna start to do that, and that raises the platform very slowly. Okay, and as you start to make contact, you get your final position so that, okay, now you'll start to see the car raise. Okay, so I'm going to lower the camera onto the tripod so I can use 2 hands and pay attention. Try to get a view showing the jack, and then I'll try to get a view showing the tire as it comes off the ground finally. Okay, so our tire is now off the ground. Probably see that. Got a little bit of clearance there, maybe a ½ inch or less, but that's fine. That's all you need. So we'll finish taking off these lug nuts. Hopefully my tire, sorry, the wheel, hopefully it's not going to stick. Had issues with that before. I think I put some lubricant under it to try to prevent it last time I rotated these. So, damn it. All right, well. All right, so I'm gonna do something reckless here. So I'm gonna loosen all the lug nuts, and then I'm gonna get in the car, and I'm gonna give it some throttle, and then I'm gonna slam on the brakes. And that should loosen the hubs from the wheels. It's not the ideal way, but it's cold out. Not really interested in screwing around too much, so. Alright, jeez. Fucker is really on there. Alright, so I'm gonna put this tire, summer tire on here just temporarily. Okay, so all that needs to do is support the vehicle temporarily. Well, I can relocate the jack and get the front end up in the air. Okay. let's go on back here. Alright, so I am gonna go get some grease and I'm gonna try to coat around this hub to see if I can prevent these wheels from sticking so bad next time. Alright, so we're gonna put on our first tire in the right spot here. I'm going to use my feet to help minimize the lifting from my hands. As you give it a little wiggle, you should be able to finish hand tightening all those. Okay, good. So that's that. So that's our first tire in the right spot. Okay, so like we said, that's the General Altimax. We wanted that up front. It's got the better traction for acceleration, and it's got much better traction for steering. So let's lower the jack. Okay, now we'll finish lowering the jack. You need the weight of the car to hold those lug nuts in place when we put our full torque on them. Alright, so that's our first tire done. Let's take off some of the rust. Okay, and now I'm gonna put some grease on the hub. This will be our little experiment. I don't know if it's a great idea, but it seems like it might help. This is white lithium grease. I'm gonna put a coating on here, and then I'm gonna spread it around more uniform with a toothbrush. You want to make sure that you get these two lined up, the two round surfaces there. Okay, it's a little better. And then of course all these threads need to go through the holes. So anyway, so then just make sure you go slow when you start to tighten these lug nuts. All right, let's put the last tire on. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna gently hold that in place there. You can see I got the hub ring centered. And then of course all the threaded studs poking through where we want them. So now we're gonna put on our lug nuts. give you a view of me finishing the tightening. We'll call that good. So, we'll put away our toys, our jack, and our lug nut wrench, our grease, our wire brush, our toothbrush, something to sit on. So give me 1 minute. I'll put everything away, and then we'll take a quick test drive just to make sure everything feels right. Okay? Everything should feel smooth and normal, really. Important to do some hard braking, just to make sure you don't hear anything. And I don't. So, not much of a test drive, but dinner's ready, and I'm kind of hungry. So, I trust the work I did. So I think we're good to go. And so anyway, that's how to rotate your tires and or how to take off and replace a tire. If you had a flat tire, it's almost the same procedure. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed or learned something. Anyway, have a good day or a good evening. So bye. Thanks for watching.